Hi all, welcome to Raaonline. Today we are going to deal with an important condition that can be a nightmare for any anesthesiologist. That is mediastinal mass. Usually the mediastinal mass gives an unique problem for anesthesiologists. This is very important in case of an anterior or superior mediastinum. After induction, airway obstruction can happen, and this is most common with mediastinal mass and most fear and dreaded complication for any anesthesiologist. Usually the mediastinal mass can be posted for biopsy either by mediastinoscopy or video assisted thoracoscopy, or it might be posted for a definitive resection via sternotomy or a thoracotomy. The tumors of the mediastinum includes thymoma, teratoma, lymphoma, cystic hygroma, bronchogenic cyst and thyroid tumors. Mediastinal mass, in addition to airways, can obstruct main pulmonary artery, atria or even superior vena cava. So, mediastinal mass can obstruct major mediastinal structures. It includes airway, your pulmonary artery, your atria and superior vena cava. Coming to the incidence, the anterior compartment, it is more common, 50 to 60%. The middle compartment, it is between 20 to 25%, and posterior it is 23 to 25%. Coming to the most important problem with mediastinal mass, which is airway compromise. The point of tracheobronchial obstruction can happen distal to the endotracheal tube. That is very, very important. You might have secured the airway, but the obstruction can be distal to the airway, thereby ventilation cannot happen. So, it is very, very important to know where the obstruction happens, and if obstruction happens and if the collapse happens, you may not be able to pass the endotracheal tube to the airway. So, distal airway compromise, it is very, very important to recognize in the preoperative period. History of supine dyspnea or cough should alert the physician the possibility of airway obstruction on induction of anesthesia. The patient will be absolutely normal while sitting, but when goes into supine, immediately it will be dyspneic or supine. That means your airway is getting compromised and the patient is becoming symptomatic. Life-threatening complication may occur in the absence of symptoms in children. The children may not have any symptom, but once you anesthetize, they might have life-threatening complications like total collapse of the airway. Here you can see the chest X-ray with the anterior superior mediastinal mass. Here you can see a dilated mediastinum. But if you go for an advanced imaging facility with MRI or a CT, here the same patient had a partial compression of the trachea and the right mainstem bronchus was totally occluded. This is called uncertain distal airway. Up to trachea, everything is normal. Beyond trachea, lot of things are compressed. Coming to complication of mediastinal mass, the major complication is cardiovascular collapse, secondary to the compression of heart or major vessels like pulmonary artery and aorta. Symptoms of supine presyncope suggest vascular compression. The patient will have syncope on lying down. Anesthetic death are mainly reported in children. This is because of two major things between the adult airway and pediatric airway. The pediatric airway has a more compressible cartilaginous structures of the airway. So, it is easily prone for compression. So, when a big mass is there, it can easily compress the airway. And the next important thing is obtaining history of positional symptom can be slightly difficult in children when compared to adult, because the positional symptom is the most important thing in mediastinal mass. In children, this history cannot be elucidated and it will lead to problem in the perioperative period.